I have a homeschool haul, y'all. Hello everybody, it's Robbie here, and today I'm coming to you with an old-fashioned homeschool haul. I have numerous materials here that I need to find homes for, and I thought before I do that I would go ahead and just kind of show you what I've gotten and my thought process for why I've got them and how I found them, where I found them, that sort of thing. I'm sorry for my absence. I know it's been a long time since I've had a video, and I do tend to film a lot more in the summer when it's not so crazy, but this absence has been exceptionally long, and I am so sorry, but I'll have to get into that in another video. So for now, let's just go through what I found, and I'm just going to go kind of in random order. And for those of you who might be new to my channel, I have a sixth grader, up and coming sixth grader, and in some cases he's might be above grade level in certain things and at level at others. So if you wonder why some of the grade levels don't match up, that's why, at least in some of the materials I've got here. So anyway, enough said, let's get into it. Thrift shopping is my thing. I love thrift shopping. It allows me to try things that I would not have otherwise gotten to try because they'd be cost prohibitive, or just things that I wouldn't want to invest in until I knew if we'd like them. So when I run across educational materials at a thrift store, I get really excited. I found a few new things that I'm excited to try. This one is by Think Fun, which is one of my favorite companies, and this is called Pathwords, and it has no age on it. So like it, usually it says 10 and up, 8 and up, 5 and up, whatever, or 6 to 12 or whatever it is. This had nothing on it. So I was a little concerned that it might be too hard for my son. And so I opened it up and we tried it one day, and it's actually not too hard. But it is still hard. I don't know how to explain it. The words that are used, you basically have these shaped transparent tiles, and you have a square that has hidden words in it. It's got a bunch of what looks like random letters, but there's words hidden in it, and they have to match the shape of the tiles, and you lay them out. And it's harder than it looks. The words themselves have not been hard so far, in at least the beginning levels, but it's kind of hard. But I like that. It's a challenge, and we're going to use it. And I figure it'd be a good fun school activity, so we try to do Friday fun school. And I just realized I don't have my ring on because I just took a shower, and I'm fine. I'm still married. I just forgot to put it on, and I feel naked. You know how you feel when you don't have your ring on, and I'm just not getting up to get it. So that was really random, but it was driving me nuts, and you probably see me fiddling with my finger. Anyway, so we're going to use that on a Friday Fun School. I think it'll make a good language arts activity. So this one is another one I found. I was really excited about this. Timberdoodle used to carry it. I don't know if they still do, but it's called Architecto, and it has these blocks and these challenge cards, and the challenge cards give you a shape, but they don't show you the different blocks that are on the shape. So you have to figure out what blocks to use. See how it's just looks like a three-dimensional shape. There's no breaks between the blocks, so you have to figure out what blocks to use to make the shape. And it is harder than it looks, people. I'm telling you. Now, honestly, that kind of thing is not my strength. So my middle son, I'd come grab him when I was having trouble trying to figure stuff out, and so far it has not been too challenging for my youngest, but as these things go, the more you go, the harder they get. So we'll see, but I think it'll be really fun. It's a STEM activity, and I'm excited to have it. This one is another game. They were all on top, so this is the last one. It's called Voltage, and this is a 2-player game, and we love logic, and I've always had him do logic in our homeschool, but most of them had been 1-player logic games, and I just kind of sit there and kind of watch him play and help him if he needed help, or kind of prompt him to help him figure it out on his own. But he wants to play 2-player games, so I was very excited to have this. It says it's a game of high tension. It seems to get pretty good reviews. It's supposed to be pretty short, 10 to 15 minutes. Within an ancient power plant, rickety turbines continue to spin out their high voltage current. Your job as an engineer is to make sure the power gets where it needs to go, but take care, the value of your hand can change with the flick of a switch. So this is going to be not just logic, but also some luck, you know, but it's anything that makes you think at least a little. I'm all for it, and he'll be happy to have something that isn't for him to do by himself. Okay, so where should I start now? So Apologia, Health and Nutrition. Exploring creation with health and nutrition. This is a new product for them. I don't know how new. I know within the last probably 2 years, if not the last year. And I've seen people using this, and I've been very intrigued. The son that I'm homeschooling now, I've got 2 that I've graduated, so I only have 1 left. So he's a big science kid, loves anything related to science, and I heard that this was pretty intense. I heard one review that said that they felt like this was what they learned in college. They had a nutrition, a degree in nutrition, and they felt like this was stuff that they learned in college. But I'm looking at it, and I think I think it's perfectly appropriate for upper middle school to high school. And mine's going into 6th. I wanted to look at it and just see. And I think we could do it pretty easily if we didn't use the notebook. The notebook, I think, that goes with it, I think would be better for older students. But just for the content, I think it would be fine for me to use with him, and I think he would love every second of it. The problem is there's another health curriculum that I won't go into right now because I want to get it in my hands, but that I think would be better for him because it talks more in practical terms related to screen times and things that I think would be better for him to learn now, that would allow him to make better decisions with regard to things that he wants to do and how he wants to eat and that sort of thing. And this will go into nutrition and all of that, but it gets pretty technical. And I'm actually, I haven't, really dived into this, but what I'm seeing is very intriguing, and I'm very excited to use it, but it probably won't be until not this next school year, but the year after that I dive into that with him. Okay, I found this at a thrift store. Actually, no, I didn't. I found this at a curriculum fair on a free table, and it's completely clean, never been used. It's 6th grade word problems. I think word problems are really necessary for real life application of math, and so I picked it up just for some practice. We might do this as a warm-up exercise or just once in a while, but I'm kind of glad to have it. So I went to MasterBooks. MasterBooks, I love their apologetics. Love their apologetics. The thing that I've wanted to love and haven't, based on what I've seen, is their curriculum. And so it just wouldn't be a good fit for us for numerous reasons. And so what I did was I just went to their website just to see if there were some books that I would be interested in. Because of the love of science that my son has, their books tend to be very appealing to him. I wanted to see if there was anything on their site that I thought he'd be interested in reading for fun. So I found this one, Dragons of the Deep, the Ocean Monsters Past and Present. And like I said, I'm a big apologetics fan. And I really believe that that the Bible is backed up by science. And I believe this since I was long before I became a Christian. I listened to both sides. I listened to a lot of the, back when I was younger, our teachers could present both sides. And I truly feel like the science is more conducive to creationism. I'm not going to debate this. You can disagree, and that's fine, but I really feel like the science backs up scripture, that I really feel like the evidence supports Christian science, and I want more of that. So that's why I got this book. So I found this one. I found Noah's Ark, Thinking Outside the Box. I found The True Account of Adam and Eve. It explores the questions of Adam and Eve as real people in the garden. explains the connection between original sin and the gospel, and emphasizes the importance of Adam and Eve as literal history to young and old alike. So again, apologetics based. And then this one I found at a curriculum fair, and it was in the same category of books that these were in, and I almost got it, but I'm glad I didn't, because I found it a lot cheaper at the curriculum fair. And this one is Made in Heaven, Man's Indiscriminate Stealing of God's Amazing Design. And again, just go to their website and you can read the descriptions on those. If I go into all of the materials in depth, it'll take way too long. And I can definitely take up some time talking about the things I buy. And I think I should probably not do that this time. Okay, so this. I bought Chemistry and Physics Notebooking Journal for Exploring Creation with Chemistry and Physics. He's been reading this book for fun, and he's had this book for a while. He's already gone through almost all of it once. He decided to start over recently, reading it again, and we've done some of the experiments, but we haven't used it as a formal curriculum. And so I thought that it might be fun to actually go through it and as a formal curriculum and do all the experiments. And evidently the notebooking journal has a lot of experiments and activities built into it that there aren't in the books. So I picked this up, and now I'm really considering doing something different. I am debating between this and God's Design series, which I have the individual units, not the combined MasterBooks ones. So we could pick the units that he might want to do. So I haven't decided what I want to do yet. I just, because he's already read this too, I thought maybe coming at it from a different angle, you know, different perspective with a different curriculum might be the better way to go. I don't know. I haven't decided. Sometimes I get these harebrained ideas and I start second guessing myself, and that's where I'm at. I got this Spectrum book, Geography World. Oh, it's a world geography. Without going into too much detail, you know, I'm planning on doing more world type geography next year, and I just picked this up. This was on the free table as well. I don't know if I'm going to like this approach, you know, the workbooky kind of thing, but we shall see. It was free, so I figure if we don't use it, it's fine. This is another one that I found for free on the free table. U.S. Presidents Hail to the Chief. I think these are sold at Target in the dollar spot. It was $1 wherever it came from. It might have been from Dollar Tree. I don't know. $1.29 tree. No, $1.25 tree now. But anyway, we'll see. Don't know if we'll use it, but it was free. This one I actually got at our co-op, and somebody was just giving away a bunch of materials that they were no longer using, and they had a box full of stuff you could just pick from. And I picked this, Taking Godly Care of the Earth. So Stewardship Lessons in Creation Care. And I glanced through this and I like the approach it takes with this. So I don't know how and when I'm gonna incorporate this, but I picked it up because I think, you know, I think we should take care of the earth. I think we should be responsible. Taking Godly Care of My Body. This is another one I thought was really good. This is grades 2 through 5. I don't look too much at that. I mean, if it seems too elementary, maybe we won't do it, but he's going into 6th grade. I don't think this is going to be too elementary, but this is also like a little health course. I have something else in mind, and I honestly completely forgot I had this. So I'm going to look at this and see if I still want to get the other, but we'll see. Writing Fabulous Sentences and Paragraphs. This was another one in the free box. I really don't know that I'm going to use this. We'll see. So I love living books. So I picked up some things that I think came from the Sunlight curriculum book selections that go with their course, but I'm not going to go with Sunlight for that. I do have plans to use Sunlight again, but not until we get into either late middle school or early high school when we come back around to American history. I love their History 100 or 120 or whatever it is now. But anyway, I digress. So I got Joan of Arc. This is beautifully illustrated. Look at that. Just beautiful. And again, I think this was part of Sunlight, but we're not going to use it with Sunlight. We'll just use it with whatever we decide to use. If we even use a curriculum, I don't know. This one is called The Greek News. Now this is world history, ancient history. And we're going to be covering that this next year. So I thought this would be a fun one to incorporate into next year. All right, so this one is 1500 BC to today, Explore News, Columbus in Japan. So again, this either might come up in ancient history or when we come back around to American. I got this at a curriculum fair. It's an Usborne book, The Young Naturalist. So again, anything science oriented is just going to be a plus for my son. This one is Understanding Earthquakes and Volcanoes. Again, I picked these up at the same curriculum fair. Scrambled States of America. We have the game, but not the book, and they had two. They had two different books that go with that game. So I'm excited to do that. What Were Castles For? This is again to go with the medieval history when we get to it. This is an Usborne book. And then this, I thought we would do over the summer. This is a complete zoo adventure, a field trip and a book. So this takes your trip to the zoo and turns it into an educational opportunity, more so than just, you know, stopping and reading all the things. There's like scavenger hunts and all kinds of things built into this. And I just thought this would be really fun. It gives you things you could do before you go to the zoo. I've had my eyeball on this for a long time, and since I was making a purchase at MasterBooks and I had qualified for free shipping, I wanted to add this in. So I plan to do that sometime this summer. This was on the free table at that one curriculum fair, Mummies and Pyramids. Again, ancient history. This is a Singapore math, grade 5 mental math. I'm really big on mental math because I never learned it myself, and it just comes in handy so much in everyday life. And so this gives you ways to, and tips and tricks on how to do mental math. And we've worked together on some of this stuff, but we haven't done it in a while. And so I'm excited to kind of, again, use this as like a mental warm-up or something along those lines. I got this Who Was book. What Was the Hindenburg? What Was the Hindenburg? Again, a history-oriented book that I think will come in handy at some point. I got the Tuttle twins, Road to Serfdom. I found this at a thrift store or through Thrift Books or something. And it was one of those where I think it was Thrift Books because they had a special deal, or on eBay, where they had buy 2 get 1 free, or buy 3 get 1 free or something. And so I've been curious about these, and so I wanted to, they only had one, and so I went ahead and got it. So I'm really curious to look at that. This was on the free table too. These are about missionaries, Hunter and the Hunted, and Cannibal Island, and the story of Lily and Trasher, Indomitable. So these are all graphic novels, and they're relatively short, but we're really into missionary stories. We're reading the YWAM ones now, the Heroes series, and so I got these because he'll read those on his own for sure, because he loves graphic novels. Oh, I got this, Understanding Your Brain. This is an Usborne book, again, just because science books are up his alley and he loves them. Okay, so with our plan to go into world geography next year, I saw this on the MasterBooks site when I was looking at the other stuff, and I was really intrigued by it. It's A Child's Geography, Volume 2, Explore the Holy Land. Because this covers ancient geography and ancient historical monuments and that sort of thing, I thought it would be a good companion with the geography course. No, not geography, with the world history course that we're going to be doing, which I'll get into in our curriculum video. But I'm a little I'm on the fence with this. I need to look at it a little more. I think what I'll do is a separate video on this. I want to look at it more. I'm just wondering if I'm biting off more than I can chew. It looks pretty involved. So it is an all-in-one. I like that. It's an all-in-one text and workbook, so you don't have a separate teacher guide. And that was part of what attracted me to it, because oh, I got this from MasterBooks too, the passport. I had put it in the geography book and it fell out. I don't know if you've ever seen these. These are great. You can find the little flags or the little passport stamps if you would wish to put in these when you study the different areas of geography that you're doing. And they're just a fun way to keep your kids engaged, and they're real inexpensive too. But anyway, I'll have to go through this at another time. If you're interested in seeing a flip through of this, please let me know. That will encourage me to put it towards the top of my priority list, because I got a lot of stuff that I want to do. Okay, so Critical Thinking Company, that is a company I love to buy from. I picked up two books from them. One of them is Understanding Geography. This is for grades 7 through 9. He's finishing up 6th grade math now. He is also working concurrently through pre-algebra. So he's going to be ready for something a little more advanced pretty soon. I've got one more unit to do in our 6th grade math, and we're working through pre-algebra. So when we're done with the pre-algebra, I think we're more than a third of the way through with that. So we'll obviously have to continue that this next school year, but with this would be the next level. Either this or Understanding Algebra 1. And so far I've been really, really impressed with the upper level math that I've gotten from them. I'll have to talk about it more in detail when I do the curriculum update for what we did this year and how we liked it. But this, I don't know which way to go. I don't know which way to go. Algebra 1 or geometry, more in-depth geometry. So I've heard, they say, this is my cat's tail. Seriously? I was like, oh yeah, she's not photobombing because she's not big enough, but then there's this tail sticking up. Anyway. Ugh, seriously, cat. So I hear, they say, whoever they is, but I've heard that you usually have an algebra brain or you have a geometry brain. And I haven't decided, I haven't figured out which way he is, because he went through a phase where he loved geometry and just flew through it. But now I'm finding that he's forgotten a lot of it and we're having to relearn it. So I don't know which way to go, because he's young, and Algebra 1 may be just too abstract for him now. So that's why I got the geometry, in case the Algebra 1 he's not ready for it. Or we can just really take our time and go through it slowly. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. So the next thing I got, you guys, this was a total impulse purchase. I found a good deal on eBay for a brand new Mas literature Pearl. This is the 6th grade literature, and we've used this in the past several times. It's not overtly Christian. It's considered secular, because it doesn't really overtly bring up any kind of religion or anything, but the stories are so rich and they have so many discussion points that I've always really loved it. So when I saw this at the price that was being offered, I just jumped on it. But honestly, this next year, I wanted to try something different with relation to literature and not do the readers with the teacher guide and the worksheets and all of that. I wanted to do something different. So I bought it and then was like, shoot, why did I do that? I wanted to do something else, which I'll get into later. But I bought it and it's brand new, and we may or may not use it. I may just pick certain units out of it to do. I may not use it at all. We may even use it next year. I don't know. because, you know, just because it's 6th grade doesn't bother me if we use it in 7th, because honestly, I think this is advanced. So yeah, my dog just went berserk because my son just came home, so I had to take a little pause. But anyway, that's it for my haul. If you are interested in what we did for 5th grade and how those materials worked for us, or if you're interested in hearing about what 6th grade is going to be like for us, what we're going to use for 6th grade, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you are notified when I do list videos. And if you even decide you want to do a little likey poo on this one, that would be awesome as well, because that really does help my channel. So anyway, thank you so much. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon.